Welcome to Retro Robot Radio for the date of October 12th, 2013. The A3U review was able to display prototypes of the FansProject Revolver in their latest episode. Revolver is modeled after Generation 1 Roadbuster and is part of their Warbot line. If you're familiar with the Warbot Defender comic book called Destroyer, Revolver first appeared in that issue. As hinted to last week, Keith's Fantasy Club has released a remold of their Micro Robo and Mugen Scope toy called Mugen Vox. It's made to look like Generation 1 Soundwave. Mugen Vox will convert into a tank or a scanner, and also comes with a sidekick, Bad Bat, who is Generation 1 Rat Bat. The biography for Mugen Vox seems to suggest that he's a young version of the character before he was using minions, which explains why he doesn't actually hold Bad Bat. Fans have inquired as to whether Bad Bat will be sold separately, but KFC have stated that the two will be sold together only. Although there may be some recolors of Bad Bat down the line. KFC have also released a bit of fiction for their heavy metal world with this release. A fractured world where no clear leaders or factions exist. Bullets are the main currency, gunfire the main language, and death the biggest export. And war is the only way of life. What this means is we are creating our own playground for storytelling and fiction, set on a twisted version of their home planet where the two classic leaders that have started it all never existed. No factions, no leaders, yet seeming inevitably, the planet still descends into all-out war. Multiple gang warfare is the name of the game, and it has been for millions of years. The robots have never left their home planet, the Energon never got poisoned in the core and is plentiful. If you have ever read Marvel's What If comic, you have a very good idea of what we are trying to do here. Please enjoy our attempt to do something a little different while still bringing you the toys you want. So, they've basically provided a fictional setting for their toys that is an alternate version of Generation 1 Cybertron. Final images of Mastermind Creations Fortis, their Headstrong-inspired Predacon combiner, have appeared, and the toy should be shipping soon. This will be the second member of its Predaking combiner, called Rex, to be released. Renderform has recently released a set of upgrades for the Generations Deluxe Bumblebee toy. These upgrades turn it into hubcap and come in several different colors. Reprolabels has released an October update. Some of the labels for figures include those for FansProject Downforce and TFC Toys Eagle. The Downforce labels are intended to make it look like Generation 1 Drag Strip, while Eagle's labels come in two different forms, one to make it look like Air Raid, and the other one intended for people who are customizing Eagle into Decepticon Seekers. Lunar Toy Store appeared at New York Comic Con this week, showing off several new Unique Toys products. First among them was a Galvatron-inspired toy called Mania King. This is the toy reported earlier as Dark Messiah. The toy is shown to be about Voyager-sized and converts into a Generation 1 Galvatron cannon. No word yet as to whether it has a gun mode or carries a rifle like the Generation 1 toy. Another prototype appearing at New York Comic Con is a Sharkticon-inspired toy named Sharky. Sharky is about deluxe-sized and turns from a anglerfish with feet into a robot. A third, as of yet unnamed product is inspired by Generation 1 Blaster. is only shown in its alternate mode and half transformed. I'm told it stood about Voyager size and came with a small cassette partner inspired by Generation 1 Ramhorn. Lunar Toy Store also displayed a prototype of the combined Warlord figure. It used the full versions of the 4 limbs, but prototypes of the centerpiece Sharpclaw. X-Transbots displayed the box art of their upcoming Crank and Stax figures, the masterpiece-style figures inspired by Generation 1 Huffer and Pipes. Although intended as masterpiece-style toys, the figures actually stand about deluxe size and wouldn't be that far out of place in a Classics collection with other mini-bots that have been deluxe-sized. This week's spotlight is on the FansProject Assaulter toy, or more accurately, on one of the accessories that was packed in with Assaulter. In the fiction for Assaulter, he's able to grow to enormous size when he takes on his spaceship mode. So to help simulate that, the Assaulter toy came packed in with a small sprue full of miniature FansProject toys. These toys can be popped off the sprue and painted to look like other FansProject toys and sit on top of Assaulter in his ship mode. Even more interesting, though, is that some of the little FansProject toys included are ones that hadn't even been released yet. The sprue includes Defender in helicopter mode and Defender in car mode. It also has Steel Core in car mode, Steel Core's trailer, a dune buggy-like car that we haven't even seen yet, the vehicle mode for Revolver, who is just coming out soon, and 2 motorcycles that have been identified as the Warbot Collectors, inspired by the Generation 1 Junkions. Hopefully we'll be seeing the dune buggy and the motorcycle toys next in their line. This week's story is brought to you from the pages of T-Formers and TFW 2005. Stories read by Matthew Ignash. Please check out our YouTube channel and leave a comment after you've listened to this episode. And drop by wikialpha.org for more information on third-party Transformers. Also check out the Facebook page for the Third Party Cast.